Yo, what up, guys? What up? What up? Hopefully, y'all guys doing good, man. So, I'm actually doing some work right now. It's one of those streams that, again, I'm going to be doing more of throughout the day. Um, that I kind of want to incorporate. I'm going to be streaming throughout the day. It may not be long. Maybe it'll be maybe an hour here or there. And I'm working on different projects, especially when time allows. Damn, my throat. If I don't have any meetings, anything like that going on. So I have some time right now for a bit. Going to be working on a few things. But again, guys, anybody who's dropping in, um, feel free to ask questions. I'd be more than happy to share some of the things that I'm working on. Obviously, there's some things I probably can't share, but at least for the stuff that I can, I will share with y'all and be more than happy to provide my insight and my input. Let me see why my chat's not working, which is kind of odd. Normally when there it goes. I don't know why, man. It just took a while to come back. All right, cool. That's fine. So let's go ahead and pretty much what I'm working on right now is I'm building I built an app. It kind of allows for entries for calendar events, and now I'm working on more so the let me show you. I could actually show y'all real quick. Um, Give me 1 second, guys. There it goes. You know what? Let me switch scenes. So, as entries are being entered in, you'll see them show up on the calendar. I have an API where ultimately it's calling that API, bringing in that data set. And then it puts it into the structure in a list with the format that the calendar needs it in, right, to consume. This is all coming from the full calendar. You can take a look at it, fullcalendar.io, to kind of get more information to use that add-on. So the issue that I'm having now though is when I click on this event. A good example would be this, right? Click on an event, start date the 29th. Okay, that's fine because that actually is my start date, the 29th. As we could tell here in the calendar, right? It starts the 29th. But look at where it ends. End date is the 31st. But it only shows the stretch of 2 days instead of 3 days. And this is the issue that I'm trying to resolve now. How do I get this to stretch out to show 3 days, right? Because that's what the event is for. It's for 3 days. It's for the 29th, 30th, and 31st. Right now, what it's doing, even though and so that's kind of where I started reading, going through some of the documentation, and I'm kind of going through. So there is this like display event. So let me put it this: one of the things that I tested out was on the model. I created a column that's called calendar end date, and I actually made that column to be in a to have a timestamp, right? It's not just date, because it seems like this issue. Kind of go back. This is only happening. So like the values that I'm providing is only dates, right? No time, just strictly dates. But it's because there's no timestamp. It seems like it's ending it at that date, but it's not reflecting it in here on that date. Which is number one. Number two, the ones that have the same date, which I thought I had maybe one or two that have the same date. So, for example, this was not even showing. I just thought about it, man. This one shows start end date. Starts on the 20. Oh, you know what? That's this one here. That's not the one I wanted. Uh, so this one, 2930. It only shows on the 29 list. Which again, it should be stretching out to 2 days, not just 1 day. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. How do I get it to stretch out? So if I come to the documentation, so right now I'm looking at the event display, and this is really what this displays here, like the text value and things of that nature, right? Like if it's like an actual time frame, I'm not dealing with time, but obviously some people may deal with time, and if you are dealing with time, there is a feature, a setting to remove the time, right? Event time, you could set it to false, it'll remove it. But in my case, I don't have time, so that's not what I want. Let's look at event display. So control which present rendering styles, auto, when a date grid renders block item, blah blah blah. I don't think that has nothing to do with it. The root level event display setting control the appearance of all events. To control the display of specific events, use the display property. So let's take a look at this of the event source or event object. So this is the color. That's what it seems like. Hold on, guys. Okay, never mind. All right, so let's get back to it. So, all right, that's cool. So it's cool to know about the color because I do need to build some logic. I know I don't show that here, but some of these events. So if I go to the event list as an example, see how we have color coded for these franchise columns. So just like the way these are color coded, I am going to need to provide or set colors for these. Right now it's showing blue. So let's kind of look at the documentation. So again, that's a whole different issue, right? But at least it's good to know that, hey, I could change it because I'm going to need to change those colors. So that's good, but that's not what I need here. So let's see what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with the ID, URL, let's see, set the event, blah blah blah, success, failure. So right now, what do I have? If I look at my sample, I have ID, title, start date, location, class name, text color. See, I don't even see title. Where's title at in this case? Remove, refetch of the event data if the event for this event source. Yo, what's up, man? What's up? We have KOA for life. What's up? So I'm just doing some work today, man. I'm trying to go over this. So I'm using this framework, full calendar. So I have it incorporated in my project, which is this. But I'm trying to figure out how to do some things that's not working properly. That's kind of what I'm doing now. So anybody who's a software developer, man, one of the key things that becomes very beneficial is, and you hear it all the time, right? Documentation, right? When you're dealing with code, you want to be able to document properly more in the form of your code, right? Like, how do you do that? You want to have good, clean, reliable code. Now, I will tell you right now, even some of the best programmers out there, they don't have good, reliable code all the time. And because a lot of it depends on what projects they're working on, right? Maybe if they're working on this big project with a team, you're kind of forced to kind of keep some standards and keep things clean and organized. What happens though is that same programmer take him out of the environment, and let's say he's building his own platform and he's like in a rush, he's trying to slap something together quick. That code is not going to be as clean. It's not going to be well documented because he's the only one working on it, anyways, right? So things change. But either way, when you're dealing with projects, like the good example of this full calendar project that's open source, uh, documentation obviously becomes very beneficial for people that are trying to use it. So let's see. This is not. So let me go back. Let's look at event objects, or does this take me to the same page? So we have events. There we go. So we have title, start date, end date. So here's a good example. See important note below about end date. Sometimes in when the event ends, if your event is explicitly all day, hour, minute, second will be ignored. If omitted, your events will appear to have the default duration. Default duration. Okay, note this value is exclusive. For example, if you have an all day event that has an end date of 9:03, then it will span across through 9:02 and end before 9:03. See, that's the issue. It's ending before 9:03, and that's not what I want. Day of the week. I don't need to do nothing there. Start time. So this is a start date, and we also got start time. The time of the event ends. Title, URL, string, a URL that will be visited when the event is clicked by the user. For more information, I'm not too concerned about that right now. Class name or name, string of arrays, a single string like my class. Determine which HTML class names will be attached. Okay, so I don't care too much about that. And then we'll deal with some of these. Alright, so knowing all day, if an event object does not explicitly define an all day value, full calendar will do its best to guess whether the dates all day assume is false. So let's try that change real quick. I don't think that's going to fix it, but let's make that change. So all day, we're going to do all day equals true. That's what we're doing here. All day equals true. Let me go ahead and rebuild. All right, let's go back. No, so that still didn't fix this issue. Again, this should span over 3 days, not just 2 days. So the one thing though I did, let's go back and read that portion, right? So end date. As defined above, this is the date when an event finishes. In other words, the event continues up to this cutoff point of time. This value specifically excludes end of the event. Since the event is not expected to continue beyond the given end date, it may also be described as non. Again, if all day is not explicitly set to true, which in our case it is, and ends on 9:07, internally this is recognized as 9:07 with 0 time. It is that point in time at the final part and begins. Also, this may be interpreted as in the same way I discussed and blah blah blah. In the summary, start date is in summary, let's say start date is exclusive. In order to avoid inconsistency, the applications should consider passing string which with date time values for start and end date. So the problem with this is, so that's something that I did kind of look into. Like, you know what if I pass in a date time value, right? Not just date, but date time value. But the issue I came across is, you know what? So let's try it out. Let's try this out again. I'm gonna go to my view that I have, and I already have this set. So really, all I have to do here is timestamp. Oops, damn it, timestamp. Where's my other one here? This would no. So here's the thing with this one. My start date doesn't have any time. So what I'm gonna have to do here is pretty much do what I did here. Right. So let me take this. This is for. This will go here. But this will be start. And again, this will start at, let's just say 01 for now, as an example. Oops. So I'm gonna drop it, recreate it. Now I need to go to my model and change this to date time. Oops. Date time. Let me hit save. Alright, so now let's see, what do I get here? So let's see. So here's the thing. So it kind of worked from a sense of it ends it now on the January date, but see how it goes backwards, and it gives me the 28th. Like I don't get that. I don't know why it's doing that. That doesn't make any sense. Yo, what's up, Breaker Boy? What's up, man? What you doing, man? How's everything going? I'm just trying to get some issues resolved. I'm working on this this app, and I got one part of it fixed where I'm able to create events, calendar events. So now I'm working on the actual displaying these events in a calendar format, right? Which is this guy. The problem I'm having though is, for example, like this event here that I have, which is called New Hire 2026 V2. If I look in the database, let me hit refresh. Which is, here it goes, this guy here. Oh damn, or is it this guy? Yeah, it's one of these. I'm not sure which one it is. Yeah, it should be this guy here. Pretty much has the start date of the 29th. It expands to the 31st. And when I do dates only with no timestamp, it gives me the proper start date, the 29th, but it only shows up to the 30th. And that's because the documentation does say that end dates, especially if the way it's interpreted, and I think that has to do with all day events. It's one of those issues that it just kind of the way it renders. Let me take away all day events for now. Let me take that away, and let me do display event time equals false. Let me turn that off, false. Let me go ahead and recompile this. A rebuild, I mean. Doing good, sir. Still on the job hunt. Nice, man. Yeah, man. Again, just keep pushing those the resumes out, man. I don't know if you have any connections on LinkedIn, but you know, I don't know. It's kind of, I'm curious to know. I don't know. Have you been on LinkedIn? Have you had any success? I swear, man, LinkedIn back in the day, I feel like um, it was a little bit. I feel like there was a point where LinkedIn, the way it was designed, it was very for like your resumes only, right? And then obviously it kind of evolved, especially like around the 20 like COVID time frame, and it kind of became more of a social media like platform, little beyond just for jobs that you want to call it, right? And businesses and other stuff. A lot of connections. I think it was very. It seems to be working very well, but then now it kind of seems like it gets very saturated, very I don't know. I don't know if it's how beneficial it is now when it comes to like searching on LinkedIn. At least I feel like it had its wave, and the platform changed, and it seemed like at the moment it was for good. But then what I've been hearing lately from certain people is like, yeah, it's I don't know, man. The recruiting process in LinkedIn or the job hunt in LinkedIn just is not as good as it used to be, for whatever reason. Yeah, but LinkedIn, but honestly, I don't use it just because I'm afraid of getting dogs. From a, I would say though, man, from a job or professionalism standpoint, I know some places, um, some companies that I have talked to, they do like so there was a company a while back. This was a couple of years back, but I was actually doing some consulting work for them, and they asked me like, "Hey, do you mind like helping us through the interview process?" So I kind of was part of those meetings to interview the individual, right? Kind of ask them certain technical questions and things of that nature. Um, and one of the things that they were asking that they were kind of big upon was like, I'm not saying every company, but I know there've been a few that I have like been a part of that they were like, yeah, send us your LinkedIn, and they kind of go there because the LinkedIn obviously depends on how you do it, but in general, the way the structure is, it's very resume kind of format, right? You put in your job history, where did you work at before, description of your job, the company name. So obviously, if they want to ever dig in and refer to a more deeper, they can because the company is provided on there, or at least they want to know what kind of work you did. At least they have a description. I mean, it's pretty much a resume when you think about it. It kind of mimics a resume from that standpoint. Even has a section for skills where you can put in what are your skills, like what kind of what do you know, like I guess from a programmer standpoint, like obviously JavaScript or Python and these other frameworks and React, Vue.js, etc. Um, so it has that structure. It mimics resume structure very well. I know some companies are like very they use it. They're looking for it. Even if they don't ask for it, they would go like if they get a resume, like a paper resume, for example. They would actually um, they'll go to LinkedIn and then they will go search. Like I know I was in meetings sometimes, a few times where we got a stack of resumes, and like the few that stood out in that meeting, literally the manager got on and like, let me go check LinkedIn, let me see if we could find them on LinkedIn. Um, and then obviously the one they were able to find, they kind of went to the page, and I do feel, at least in that instance, in that scenario, the ones that had a LinkedIn page that was updated properly, it actually kind of was a plus for them because the manager was able to see, and they were like, okay, man, this is good. Like, kind of get a little bit more information beyond the resume, um, stuff like that. So I don't know. Again, it's one of those deals where I don't think you need it. Um, does it help? I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it did at one point. I do feel at one point it actually was helping and it was beneficial. I just don't know if it's still beneficial today, right? Um, how beneficial is it today? That's the piece that I'm not quite sure, man. To be honest with you, So let's see, did this rebuild? I think it did. So let me go ahead and refresh. So it kind of worked. It does expand to the 31st. And then see, so here's the thing, it doesn't show time here. So let me see. I think I may know what's going on, and I may be able to fix this. And I think it has to do because it starts at 1 a.m. I think this will be more one of those deals where if I start it a little bit later, I don't know, let's say 10, it may put it to the right date. There it goes. So, and again, this is kind of the little nuances. I'm reading the documentation. I believe if it's like before 9 or 8 or some kind of time, I don't know what it is. Maybe 6 a.m. Before that, for some reason, it just pushes it back a date. But in this case, it's actually putting it to the right date. And I think it's putting these that have the same date as. No, that's not it. Damn, this didn't. Wow, what the hell? Let me do this, man, to make sure that I'm doing this right. I'm going to change one of these dates, and I wanted to, let's do January 15th to the 17th. No, my bad. 15th to the 15th. That's what I wanted to do. And let's do calendar view. So let's see, where is it? 15th to the 15th, which is this guy. All right, cool. So this one shows 15th to 15th. It shows in the one day. All right, this is kind of what I wanted. So this worked out good. But now I don't want the date to show, like time to show here. So since I don't want that, I'm gonna have to read the docs to see what can I do to remove that. Okay, so I think I'm making some progress here. Appreciate the info. I'm gonna cast the net wide and see what happens. Yeah, man. I think at this point, man, that's kind of what I would strongly recommend. Also, too, man, one thing that I'll recommend if you haven't done so already is it does help, man. I think it helps unless you feel pretty confident with your resume, like pretty structured. But there are some people, and I actually talked to maybe a few a while back. Not for me, but more of a. I just had conversation with them. They're very what I want to call resume nerds. You want to call it, right? Like they have very good insight and knowledge of what a top tier resume should look like. Not just from a person viewer standpoint, but from a system standpoint, because a lot of resumes are filtered through some sort of system, right? And again, that I could confirm because whenever I helped that company out to hire, I had to be part of that process of reviewing resumes. And the one thing I would tell you that the first few resumes that we got, it was like, okay, you read through it and you're really kind of putting your effort. Man, once you go through probably a dozen resumes, let's just say, or half a dozen, whatever it is, you're not even going through the resume, dude. You're literally just skimming through, looking at keywords, and so and the only time that you kind of focus more detail on the resume is if something stands out. And if it doesn't stand out, you really end up pushing it on and you go to the next one. And it kind of sucks, right? Because it's you could be bypassing a good candidate, but because the resume didn't really reflect that or nothing stood out on the resume, it just gets pushed to the side. You go on to the next one. And again, that's where having somebody review your resume, and again, they do charge. I have seen them charge anywhere from $25, $75, like a one-time fee. But man, I'm telling you, I do think it would be beneficial, man. Especially if they know what they're doing, it'll be beneficial because they could at least guide you and give you critiques on adjustments on what you could do, what to remove, keep it simple. That's the one thing I would say too from a resume is if you could have a one pager resume, that's very ideal for hiring managers. Because once they get your resume, they're not chances of them going to page two and page three become very slim. They're looking at the front page. They want to see something key that stands out. Then from there, they will dig into a little bit more. And then obviously, if things seems to match up, better chance of getting at least an interview. Right. Once you get an interview, then that's kind of where it becomes more up to you to try to bring it home by um, just different factors, obviously, man. Like, no, which I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you, but you don't want to, like, nobody wants to hire somebody who's a know-it-all or who's an ass, and things of that nature, right? But as long as you're presentable, friendly, things of that nature, right? I mean, those are good qualities from a personality standpoint. Um, but again, man, I would recommend that because that does help if you're able to, and you can find some people on LinkedIn that could assist on there. I know I talked to like two, probably about a year plus ago, and we are just having some conversations. One of them was on LinkedIn. I think the other one was not on LinkedIn. It was maybe on YouTube or something. But either way, again, that would just be something I recommend. Even though it may cost you $50 or so, it shouldn't be nothing crazy. Just FYI, it shouldn't be like hundreds of dollars or nothing like that. It should be realistically, it should be more like it's like a 30-minute meeting. They may charge you $50, 75 would be my guess, 50 to 75, and but I think it'll be worth it for them to review, critique, tell you where to make adjustments, tell you um, how to adjust it for any systems, right? Any automation systems to be able to flag your resume properly and put it in the like the second phase pile, right? That's the other thing too, man. A lot of these systems get thousands of resumes, and most of them just get flushed out, right? And you'll get some kind of automatic response like appreciate it, thanks for applying. We'll keep you posted if something else comes up. Again, very generic because it's all systemic. But you want to get past that to at least have the opportunity to kind of interview, and then from there, at least you put a personality behind it, do all the everything else, and hopefully bring it home, right, get a job. But they could help out on that because there are people that at least know what they're from a resume standpoint. They some of them would know what systems are looking for, right, keywords and things of that nature, and be able to help out from that standpoint. Uh, what up, Dubai? We got Dubai in the house. What's up, guys? Anybody who's joining in, man, appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Again, I'm just doing some work right now. I'm gonna be doing more live streams throughout the day while I'm working. So obviously, if you have any questions, guys, related to whatever I'm working on, feel free to put it in the chat. Be more than happy to try to answer whatever I can. Right now, I'm working on this web app, and I have a lot of features already built. I got an API built on the back end. Um, Pretty much the API will bring in some calendar event information. What I'm working on and I'm trying to get situated is, and I think I kind of got it, is the um damn, I actually forgot I had a meeting. How did I forget I had a meeting today? I swear I looked at my calendar earlier and I saw zero. What's today? Wednesday. Damn, I do have a meeting in my calendar. How the hell did I miss this meeting, man? I swear I looked at my calendar earlier and I didn't see this on my calendar. But you know what? This is a reoccurring meeting. Okay. Should be fine. The one thing too, guys, anybody who's either trying to get into um, to tech, like as a software developer, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all been hearing, and probably on social media, on the news, etc. Well, who watches the news, man? I don't know why I said news. I don't even watch the news, but social media most likely, right? How like Google laid off a lot of people. A lot of companies are laying off. These big tech companies are laying off a lot of people. Um, and there's a lot of good talent, like really good software developers, right, that are being laid off. So it's going to get competitive because now they're going to try to go and get a job. I mean, obviously they're going to try to get a job somewhere. Maybe they're going to Apple or somewhere else, and it's still not exactly like everybody has their opinion on why all of that's happening. Some people are saying, and I think there's some truth to a little bit of everything, right? AI is replacing jobs, so you don't need a lot of software developers anymore. But then you got the other aspect of it. Well, companies are trying to save money, like reduce people's salaries. So what they're doing is they're firing, let's say, a lot of people, and then they'll hire them back. But now because they got to get hired back, they don't get a lot of the perks or the benefits they got before. Like let's say like a Google, somebody's making 300,000 in Google. Well, they will fire those people. Then they're like, hey, they'll call them back a few weeks or months later. Like, hey, we want to hire for this position again, and we want to bring you back. But instead of paying you 300,000, we'll bring you back for like 220,000, right? As an example, with maybe no stock options or very little stock options or whatever, like whatever perks they had, a lot of that will get minimized. So now it's like, all right, they'll bring them back, but they're gonna be making Google gonna be saving, better yet, maybe like 80,000 now on that one employee. And obviously they may, maybe they don't bring everybody back, but they'll bring a handful back, or maybe like half back or whatever. And now they pretty much reduce everybody's salary because you got people that if they lost their jobs, that depends on how set they are financially or not. But if they need a job, they will be like, yeah, I'll take it, right? I mean, still making good money, obviously, but not as much as I was before. So there's that aspect of it. Again, I think it's a combination, a little bit of everything, right? AI playing a role to it, economy to some degree. Investors are being tight, so they're trying to please the investors. Um, there's probably realizing as well, like, hey, we probably don't need all these people. Um, Good example would be like Twitter, right? When Elon bought it, got rid of like 85% of the staff. Twitter's still functioning, it's still operating, right? It's not like it falling apart and doesn't work. Things still work with very little less people than what they had. I think companies are seeing that too. They're like, hey, do we really need all these people? Like, so there's that aspect of it as well. Um, but nevertheless, man, you're gonna have a lot of good people, software engineers. They're gonna be available. So as positions do come up, you're gonna have a bigger pool of people coming after them. Especially the prestige companies, right? Your Apple, your Google, your Facebook, Meta, all these companies. The one thing I will say though, anybody who's new trying to get in, I wouldn't feel discouraged. Like if you're learning, still keep learning, right? There's something about programming that I think is very unique, very special. It gets your mind to think differently in certain aspects. It challenges your mind. You do think different. So even if you don't want to be a software developer like as a career, I still recommend to at least learn it. Just like the way people go to school and they learn, math, they learn science, history, whatever. Like, okay, I recommend learn how to program, even if you're not trying to become a software developer, because it does change your thought process on how you make decisions, how you attack problems, solve problems, and things of that nature, right? So because of that's why I'm a fan of at least learning it, even if you're not going to pursue it as a career. Now, obviously, you can still make a career, but I would adjust from the expectation of saying, hey, I want to work on one of the big fan companies because I think it is going to be tight to get in there now. To look at other companies that require tech, right? There's a lot of healthcare companies that require software engineers, for these companies. Are you going to get paid, let's say, as much as you would in Google? No, I think you would get paid less, but you're still going to make good money, right? Let's say, Google may pay you 300,000, but you go work at Pfizer or some other company, they probably pay you like 180,000. It's still good money, man. Don't get it wrong. Um, and so again, it's a different industry. Um, it's still like tech. Again, you'll still be a software engineer. It just not. It won't be in a big company. Like there's a lot of companies, man, out there. Whether it be logistics, healthcare, um, real estate, banking. The list goes on, man. They all have a IT presence, right? Domino's even has it, right? They have a mobile app. Like there's stuff that has to be built or optimized and maintained. APIs, mobile app, app development. The list goes on, right? So you do have these, like they're not considered tech companies, but they're companies that require technical people, right? There was a mortgage company. I remember this was some years back, but I was trying to get my foot into the door on not I was already had my foot in the door already. Like I was already in the IT field, you want to call it, but I was still kind of new, right? I didn't have too much experience under my belt. I was just maybe a year or so at the most. So I was trying to apply to this one company, and because they needed some software developers, it would have been like back end stuff, a little bit of front end, mainly back end, and either way, it was for a mortgage company. What's the hell the name of the mortgage company, dude? They were on the they were actually talking about them not that long ago. Damn it. What is their name, dude? It's a big. They're pretty big. I'm just trying to think of their name. Let me see. Mortgage. Mortgage company. Man, I swear I can't remember the name, dude. I know once I see the name, like, yeah, there you go, that's it. That's the one I was thinking of. Start with the C. It's like a person's name too, man. Dude, I know the name. How the hell? And they're not like a traditional company where you normally will go to them. What they do is they actually buy mortgages from other companies. Like from, let's say if you get a Chase, right? You go to Chase and get your mortgage. Well, Chase will package this up, then they sell it to them, and they own your mortgage. That's pretty much what that is. But damn it, man. It's either C. I don't know. I don't remember. But either way, it was for that company. And again, dude, it's a mortgage company. Ultimately, had to do with a lot of their automation pieces and processing and whatever system were using, like building some systems internally and things of that nature. And there was another company I remember. It was a real estate company, and ultimately, this real estate company, they wanted to have kind of like an app, like Zillow, right, which has the map that you could zoom in, and it shows all of their properties that they have for sale, that they're selling like nationwide or whatever. So it's kind of like a mimic of Zillow. But again, that's an example where these are not your normal big tech companies, like your big FANG companies, right? Your Google, your Facebook, but these are companies that require IT, and they're building applications that are very similar. Like I mean, it's not like you're just building very basic applications. Some of these are challenging platforms that you're building, and again, there's opportunities there. So for that reason, that's where I would make the adjustment, right? I know for people that are in college trying to get set internships for the summer, and most of the time it's like the focus is on the FANG companies, and that's what I'm hearing. Do a lot of these college students cannot nail down internships for the summer because there's only so much available, and they're already being locked up by probably some of the more top tier students or whatever. But there are a lot of other companies you could go to, right? It doesn't have to be FANG, it doesn't have to be a multi-billion-dollar company. Maybe they're smaller companies, right? Small cap, or which is like, I don't know what's considered small cap, like $100 million in revenue, $500 million in revenue, things of that nature, right? that still have good opportunities. They still need required developers as well, software engineers, etc. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, man, Dozio stopping by in the stream, man. Appreciate it. Again, I'm doing a live stream. I'm doing some work right now. I have this web app that I'm building. Um, so high level framework that I'm using. I'm using Django, Python for the back end. Created some APIs. I'm having the data now. I have the front end, which is a calendar view, which is pulling data from my API and is feeding it. One of the issues that I had, and I kind of fixed it, but I had to kind of tweak with it, had to do with the date range. See how I have the date range? Now it shows the 29th to the 31st. It wasn't doing that, but it works now once I added a time stamp to it. Right now that I have a time, based on reading the documentation, um, I had to specify the time within a specific range, so now it picks up. The problem now is I don't want to display the time, right? So like the time that I have here, I don't want this to display because for me, the backend, I don't have no time. All I have is dates. These are all date events. So one thing that I probably, I'm trying to think if I need to do or not is see where it says all date equals true. Let me, I want to make that true. But here's the thing: the actual the view on how the calendar presents itself is fine. Yeah, there it goes. I just don't. I need to strip this out. So I need to look into how to get this removed because I do not want the time for this. And there probably is a setting on here. Also, guys, Mendoza who are joining, I am streaming on Twitch right now. I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch, so I'm streaming on both platforms. I do giveaways on Twitch. Twitch is where I normally do a lot of my gaming after hours in the evenings when stuff things of that nature, guys. So give me a follow, guys. If you're not following me on Twitch, also I do giveaways on Twitch. I give away keyboards, mouses, more like tech products, GPUs even. I think for the last giveaway that I had, which was on December, I gave away a 4070 GPU. Either way, I'm having another giveaway on February 23rd, right? So another few weeks from now. Go ahead and visit my site if you want to have more information about these giveaways. It's streaming, and I'll put this on the chat so those of you who are interested. Why is this not copied, man? What the hell is going on here? Dude, this is not pasting. That is very strange. So either way, man, go take a look at it. Streaming.imlu.net kind of gives you more details. Again, February 23rd. You'll see a table grid in here. These are the people that are entering into the giveaway, right? That they have entered into the giveaway. Give me 1 second, guys. And the way it works is you do have to be a subscriber. So if you're a subscriber to the channel, anytime that I'm streaming, right, like right now or even in the evening, it doesn't matter. Whenever I'm streaming, stop by the channel, let me know to add you to the giveaway, and I will make sure to get you added to the giveaway. So I have Q Dubai. Yeah, let me get you added. I'll get you added right now. So let me go ahead and go to the admin section, and I'll get you added right now. So yeah, guys, there's more details on what I'm giving away. So it's pretty much winner choice. There'll be two winners. It'll be either a headset, 4060 GPU, or a $250 Amazon gift card, right? So winner gets to pick what they want. Um, and again, guys, this is happening February 23rd. But I'm allowing people to get their name entered into the list early, right? Like weeks in advance to kind of build up their entries. So the more that their name is in the entry list, the better the odds of them actually winning, or at least winning one of the prizes. Because again, I am going to have two winners, right? So I am going to have two winners. All right, cool. Got you added in. Um, what are the two main prizes? So the two main prizes is going to begin winner choice. You either could pick a SteelSeries Pro wireless headset, a 4060 GPU, or a $250 Amazon gift card. It's really up to you, right? As the winner, whoever wins, it's really up to them to pick what they want to which prize they want, right? It's either one of these three are the options. But again, guys, in order to participate, you do have to be a subscriber on Twitch. So just kind of FYI on that. If you want to participate, you do have to be subscribed to me on Twitch. I am gonna have obviously other giveaways. So if you're not a subscriber, you can still join the live stream on February 23rd. There'll be other smaller items like some Amazon gift cards, like a $25 Amazon gift card, maybe like a mouse, uh, things of that nature, right? There'll be some smaller items that you could participate and try to win. But for the main prizes, which is the one that I kind of mentioned here, you do have, in order to get your name entered into the list, you do have to be a subscriber um, on my channel on Twitch. So just FYI on that. All right, so let me. Okay, so I think what I need to look into now is see how I have this time. I don't want this time to be displayed. I actually want to extract that out, and I'm gonna bet there is a way. So I need to figure out where is that done, right? So we have all the event objects. So most likely it's gonna be somewhere in the event objects. Um, and then we have an ID, we have a start, we have an end, we have end time. Um, Title, URL. Man, let's see if there is something in here. Start, edible, duration, override the master event duration option for single events. Okay, this is interesting here. Display, allow rendering of the event, like background events can be auto, block, overlap, nope. The property, these property are for simple in time. Let me see what this is about. Yo, what's up, Squid? Added me to yes, I'll get you added as well, Squid. I'll get you added as well. Let me go ahead and add you real quick. Alright, Squid, got you down. Got you added. Man, maybe is there a place for this or not? So let's see. Every day within an optional date range, weekly. The day of the week this event repeats. No, this is for repeated events. That's not what I want. Mm, yeah, this is not what I want. So let me come out of this. I'm trying to think now their way to remove it. We have start, we have end. If your event is explicit all day, hour, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds are ignored, which is valid. I do have on here all day equals true. Oh, let me see something. I wonder if I need to if this gets added into this. I don't think so, but man, let me see. Let's see what I get. I'm just curious now if this is done on that level as well. Those of you who are new guys, so I'm programming in Python, the back end in Django. The front end is JavaScript. I am using Vue. In this case, for what I'm doing, it's not Vue. It is pretty much vanilla JavaScript. But a lot of the stuff that I am using, it is Vue. There it goes. Nice, nice. Finally, dude. Okay, so that was a lot easier than what I thought. So that actually removed the date and time, which is kind of what I wanted. So now, all right. So this is good to know. So let me test something out now. So I'm gonna add a new event, and I just call this like um, workshop. Let me just pick something. This is the day the workshop will occur. Going forward, no need to do this. Right, let me just pick some random drop down real quick. I'm only gonna do one day, so let's do like the 18th. And let's say we do the 18th as well. Location, we're going to do DFW, Texas. So we have credit hours. And let's put just a link like google.com. All right, now that I got that added, let me go back to calendar view. And I put that where, there we go, the workshop. All right, cool. So that showed, right? It showed that under one day. All right, so they show the invalid date. Why do they show invalid? Yeah, I need to see what can I do there. I'm getting closer, but I think so. The problem I'm having now is, let me think. So this is actually valid, right? So I call this workshop. Let me go to the database real quick, and I'll kind of show you what this. So see this top one here, workshop, is the first row. I have what's called calendar start date, then a calendar end date. So when you look at it, it's actually the same date, right? They're not different. It's the same, same date Why is it the same date? Because I think that's the logic that I have, right? If I look at calendar end date, if it's no, what's going on here? So I'm taking start date. I'm actually adding it by one date. Interesting. Okay. Trying to think. That's not what it's doing. I swear this does not add by one. This is saying what? Oh, hold on. Does this actually have the end date? What the hell? I did not. Did I put an end date in here? I swear I didn't. Damn, maybe I did. Oops. How long did it take you to learn coding, and how much do you coders like you earn generally per month? Um, so for me, I got started in databasing first. Um, that's kind of where I started to learn. Like when it came to this field, I didn't learn how to code first. I learned how to I learned databasing. So like which is the SQL syntax, SQL language. Um, as I got very familiar with SQL, data types, variables, even like creating store procedures and functions in SQL, which again, a lot of it it's programming fundamentals, right? You're dealing with variables, setting variables, passing in arguments, and database, and you deal with data types, right? You got a date field, and you have a numerical field, and an integer, which is a whole number field, and a string, which is considered like varchar field. So I got familiar with all of that. And then eventually, once I had a good 2 years under my belt learning SQL, like, some pretty advanced stuff in SQL, that's when I started learning how to program. And for me, the transition, I picked up things very quickly because the one thing when you're brand new to programming, you need to learn all the fundamentals, right? Dealing with data types, dealing, things of that nature. And man, since I already learned all of that already, um, to do from databasing, it made the learning process way faster. Um, so yeah, for me, oh damn, my phone's about to die. I just realized. Um, it wasn't too hard to learn, right? Now, obviously, if you're brand new to learn how to code, it's gonna. I put it this way: I would expect it realistically to be a year of learning the fundamentals, a couple of months practicing, implementing, getting some exposure to frameworks like Django framework, Flask, Fast API. The list goes on of these different frameworks because they become very beneficial. And then obviously depends on what kind of route you're going to take. If you're going to go down the web path, then obviously you need to learn the front end, which is JavaScript. Learn some frameworks like React, Vue.js, Angular, other packages that you have to deal with, like what I'm using now, which is full calendar, and things of that nature. But realistically, I say probably need a good solid year of you putting effort pretty much almost every day, learning, practicing, learning, things of that nature. I think that's one of the reasons why boot camps really weren't as successful, because what people started realizing is, man, people going to boot camp. Here's the thing: boot camps were designed to help to speed up your learning for people that already have a foundation or have a fundamentals of programming. What was happening though, you're getting people that were fresh, like have no technical abilities, to make it even worse, they were getting people in boot camps that had no computer abilities. Like they barely even know how to use Word and Excel, like how to even start a computer. Like they were that fresh. It's like if you take your grandma and you put her in a boot camp and she doesn't know anything about programming. Dude, they're like they don't even know how to freaking print sometimes a document, right? Things that are so simple, but they were getting people like that, and they were taking their money. They're like, hey, yeah, cool, you're gonna pay us $20,000. We'll take your money and we'll put you to the boot camp, and they were passing them, right? They were letting them graduate from the boot camp, even though they really didn't learn much. And then now companies were like, oh, you went to a boot camp. Sure, we will hire you. Let's, pay that, let's bring them on board. And then they literally realized like a week or two after, like, damn, this person doesn't know much. I even hired somebody to help out for a while on a project that came from a boot camp. And in my mind, I was thinking more of all right, I think I'm helping this guy out, right? Look, he put the effort. He's been trying to nail a job. Nobody really giving him opportunity because he's brand new, right? No experience, but he took boot camp, so let me give him a shot. Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. At least in this case, this one scenario, it wasn't good. Like his knowledge was not that good. And again, it's one of the issues with boot camps, right? Not everybody's like that. Some people are, but not everybody falls under that boat. There's some people that come out of boot camps very knowledgeable, very beneficial, right? You could hire them; they really would help you out. But that was one of the, I think, aspects that just really hurt the boot camp community. I feel like. Your next question, like, well, how much does somebody like me earn per month? Um, it varies, but somebody like in my position or whatever, anywhere between, I don't know. I mean, I think for me a good month, maybe 20K a month, around there, maybe a little bit more. On a bad month, obviously it could be less, But I think for me, maybe on a bad month, it's probably like 9K a month, for example. So it kind of varies because I do work on projects for different clients. There's sometimes that I may not have projects. Well, I don't have as many, right? So things could be slow. So obviously that would slow down. There's some months where things are good, busy, and then obviously that's where I'll make more. Um, so it kind of varies. USD, yes, USD, yes. And again, guys, man, um, I personally still recommend or encourage people who are trying to get into software development to pursue it. The approach though would be, um, I wouldn't expect or really try to pursue big fang companies though. That's my difference. There's a lot of opportunities with non technical companies, right? And there's a lot of good opportunities there. You know how I told you, real estate, even construction, man. I've seen construction companies. Like, people think construction, oh, they're pouring concrete on the road and doing all of that, but they were hiring technical people because this was a big construction company. So ultimately, they want to build a website that's interactive, right? So it's beyond a normal website. It's kind of more of a web app, and they was gonna have all kinds of stuff where clients could fill out certain forms. They want to be able to have a map to see all the roads, like all the projects they're working on. Like, again, it was going to be a web app. So again, that's a good example where even a company that's not traditional, you don't think of tech like, oh, construction company, what the hell? Like, why do they need software developers? Well, some of them do, right? Especially the ones that are like more bigger construction companies. Like in this case, they were building an app to kind of do all of this, show all of their jobs, and and be able to have like a portal for their the people that are out in the field, right? Like the foreman, managed supervisors or whatever, Anytime there's like an incident, they literally take pictures with the iPad and they want to be uploaded, like get it in sync to this app that they wanted to build. Again, those are all software engineers that you need, right? You need to create a mobile app that allows that. You need to create a website or a web app that the people in the office can interact with. You want to have a database, a lot of API development, storage. The list goes on and on, right? Like that's a good example where you don't think of it that they need technical like software developers, but man, that project was pretty sophisticated. I will say, like there's a lot of learning. Obviously, if you're still kind of new, that even working for a company like that, you would get out of it. Great motivation to learn coding. Again, I think there's a lot of positives to learning how to code, man. Even if you're not trying to be a software developer, um, it's something. I'm telling you, just your thinking, the way you approach solutions and problem solve, it's different, man. It really is. So I think it's a big win. Cool. So let's see. Let's kind of go back to what I was looking at. Yeah. So this one, dude, did I put an end date? I swear I didn't think I put an end date on this one. You know what I did? Put an end date on this one. What am I talking about? Let me clear this out. Edit. Oh, interesting. It doesn't like when I clear it out. Oh, this is an issue. Let me see what the hell's going on here. I guess what I should have looked at. Let me look at my terminal. What's happening here? Put event. Why? This is a bad request. Damn it, that's not what I wanted. Let's see. So this is end date. End date, end date. Where the hell is my, oh, there it goes, end date value. Oh, that's why. I think I know why. This really should not be blank. This should be no. That's why. So let me see. In date. It is no. What the hell? Why is this showing blank? Oh, I think I may know why. Let me hit refresh real quick. So I have a date on here. Let's take a look at it real quick. Where's my, okay, where the hell is this date coming from? See, no, that's not right. Start date. Hold up. Oh, duh, because I haven't selected anything. My bad. So now that I select something, I have a start date. Where's my end date? So here's my date. Date. So if I were to click on this, where's my, yeah. Hold on, before I do that though, there it goes. There's my end date value, which is the 18th. Now look at my data sets, show the 18th. So what I'm going to do now, let's go ahead and hit clear. As I hit clear, where's, there it goes. So, oh, the clear button makes it clear. I don't know if there's anything I could do about that though, now that I think about it. The only probably thing I can do here would be so see how I have my submit? This is where we're gonna post the calendar event. Now it doesn't like this being blank. It needs it to be no, not blank. The only thing I could think of to do here would be something like if, what is this, end date value is blank, right, which in this case it is. I'm gonna do end date value equals no, right? We'll change it to no. Let's see if that actually does that or not. I'll clean it up. Obviously, I will probably change it up slightly, but at least I just want to test it out. That's really the main thing I want to do here. Just test this out. So let's hit refresh. So here's the thing. I wasn't even trying to work on this or whatever, like on that piece, but I just noticed that as being a bug. So let me clear this out. I hit edit. See, still got an error. Why do we get an error? And the only thing I could think of is where the hell is my end date? There it goes, end date. End date shows blank. This is, oh duh, I put it in the wrong spot. It doesn't go here, that's why. This actually goes, where's my edit? There, submit edit. It goes in here. Duh, no wonder. Alright, so now let me go ahead and rebuild. And let's do edit. Same thing, right? I'm gonna hit clear. There we go. See, now it worked. And that was causing the issue. So now see how it's empty now? Now here's the thing though, and this is where I'm trying to think if this is actually valid or not. Okay, still shows one date. Let me see what's happening over here. Let me hit refresh. So there is no end date, right? There is none, which makes sense. But I'm saying for my calendar start day, I'm saying, hey, start on the 18th. Since they didn't provide an end date, we're stretching it out to the 19th, 2300. All right. But if that's what's happening, though, my thing is, why is this not stretching over 2 days? There it goes. See, something's wrong now. See, this is not working no more the way it was before. That's why. What the hell's going on here, man? Damn, let's see. So we have all day equals true. I don't want to show time and day. Dude, I swear this was actually working, dude. We looked at it, it was working fine. I'm trying to think what the hell, what did we change? No, it's not working fine. See? Obviously, I added all day time, all day equals true, which is fine. I have calendar end date, which again, I'm looking at calendar end date. This case is the 19th. This is January 18th to the 19th. That would be, in my mind, that's considered 2 days. Okay, 2 days. So it's missing one of the days. I'm trying to think why. Why they're missing. Let me remove this. It's strange, man, because it doesn't make sense. I guess let me make sure, man. Let me make sure. No, see, it says right there, 31st. It should be showing over here, and it's not. Oh man, why? Why is it not? Dude, it was just showing properly too, man. Like, what the hell happened? Um. Hmm. Let me go back. I want to see something real quick. These are all the days that I have in here. For example, I have start date, end date, which is again makes sense. 10th, 23. Oh, hold up. You know why? No, that can't be right. Maybe, no, yes, no. I think it has to do with something to the time. I know it's already past noon, and I wonder if that threw it off. I was reading the document. I think there's something related to that on the time standpoint. Let me see if I could find it real quick. Event time. So the default, when an event in time spans it to another day, the minimum time it must be in order for it to render as if it was on that day is that date. So the next day threshold. So let's look at this example. This is the next day threshold. It's 9 a.m. And this is showing up the next day at 2 a.m. Which will mean that this is only considered one day. I'm trying to think now. The default is 000. Let's do this. This may be what it is. So I think I set the time. I'm going to set this to like noon for now. Let's just do noon. All right, that should be fine. All right, now let's go ahead and refresh. No. Let me look at my data, man. What am I showing time wise? For example, this one I'm showing 10 a.m. to 2300, which is 11. Trying to think. Which means it showed 2 day stretch, but it's not. I do have all day equals true, which means it gets rid of the time. Damn it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, man. Especially when we just tested it out and it was working fine. Let me do all day equals true. I don't think that should. Let me try to think. Display event time. Let me see, what did that do again? Display event time. Whether or not to display the text of the event, date, time. This setting only applies to the event that have time all day equals false. So this is not even needed. This is not needed. I could remove that. Display event in. Whether or not to display an event in time. I put false, which should be fine. Alright, let's refresh. Still, dude, like, what the hell's going on here? And it's do that for all of them, dude. Like, even this one, it has a third, but it stops on the second. But dude, I swear, man, we tested this out and it worked. That's when now I'm like, well, why the hell is this not working anymore, man? Like, what? The only thing that I did was I put all day event equals true over here, which all that should do is remove the time. I guess let me remove this. Maybe this is what it is that threw it off. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but that's probably what it is. So let's see if that's the case or not. There it goes. There we go. That's what it was, and that is what it was. Yep. See, now it looks properly. Okay. So that's what happened. So okay, all right. Let's do this then. What if I do display event time equals false? Let me add that over here. Let me go ahead and let's see if this fixes that. Nope, that's still on there. Alright, so that did not fix it. So now let's do event end date. Yeah, event end date. Let's see what this does. Dude, I may need to get a new keyboard, man. I don't know why, one of my keys seem to be it seems to be too sensitive, dude. I barely touch it. It's already like clicking down and yeah, dude, I have had this. So it's a Logitech G915. I've had this motherboard for some years now, dude. A couple of years. Like, when did this keyboard come out? Like 4 or 5 years ago, and I probably had it for at least 3.5 years ago or so. It's been a while. So nope, it's still showing on there. Damn it. I'm trying to think. It's strange, man, because having all day equals true shouldn't screw that up, man, but it is for whatever reason. By putting that all day equals true. Hmm. Logitech stuff is pretty good if it lasts that long, dude. Like this keyboard again, the Logitech G915. So it's not. It's here's the thing. Logitech stuff is not like always the cheapest, but they got some budget stuff. This one though, well, not one of those at all. Like it feels heavy. It's very solid for sure. It's using their clicky keyboard, like their version. Like they make their own switches. It's using their switch. It's a low profile, so the keycaps are very thin. I actually like it a lot, even though it's clicky. And some not everybody likes clicky because of the clicking noise. I actually don't mind it. Like it's one of the best keyboards that I have used anyways. I just like it a lot from a volume standpoint, right? Just how it has all the micro keys. The I have certain things programmed to do certain things. There's a lot of things that I like about it. But dude, I've had this keyboard for years now, man. Like I'm gonna say at least 3 plus years. And again, it wasn't cheap. Um, I want to say I paid like 250 for it, so not a cheap keyboard, but well worth it. Especially if you're gonna. And here's the thing: I use this keyboard pretty much every day, because I use it for work. I needed a full keyboard for number pad and all of that, so I use it for work. But well worth it, man. Like, um, I may get another keyboard, and I may end up buying the same thing, just a new one, right? And it is wireless too, right? So it has a built-in battery pack, so you charge it up, dude. It lasts pretty long, man. Like I want to say, it lasts on a full charge easily a couple of weeks, probably even 2 months or so or whatever. And that's because I don't think the charge holds as long as it did initially when I first had it. So for it to still be holding charge that long, it's actually not bad. But yeah, I think it is getting close to that time. I may be able to switch keycaps, right? Obviously, I need to make sure that these are swappable, which I'm gonna say maybe they are. I don't. I'm pretty. I don't know, man. Honestly, I'm not sure. I need to read on it to see if these are swappable or not. If they are, maybe that's one option. But I don't know where I could get the keycaps from. Um, Switches, I think maybe keycaps. I mean, I guess they do still seem pretty good, but there it goes. All right. Oh, damn it. Okay, but that's the issue, though, man. It's actually removing a date. See, that's the piece I don't get. Why are they doing that? So when I put all day, it removes it. But when you click on it, it shows in date this. Mm, damn it, man. I need to figure that out. So I think for now, what I'm going to do is let me remove this out. I know it's going to show the time. I need to come back and figure out why the hell is it doing that. But in order to get the right dates to display, like the range to display, anyways, for now, I'm just going to have to let the time show. And then I'll come back later. So that's one thing I will say, guys. Like for me, to my experience, whenever I'm coding or working on a project, if I get stuck on something where like, damn, I don't know how to solve this problem, as an example, in the beginning when I first learned how to code, I was like so adamant, like I need to solve it, I need to solve it, and I literally will spend hours without doing nothing else, just trying to solve that one problem. And then to eventually I couldn't solve it, so I gotta call it a day, right? Gotta sleep and eat or whatever, and then eventually maybe the next day or the following day, like it just clicks. Like, dude, that's how you solve it, right? Like the answer comes, it just kind of comes out of nowhere. So what I do now is when I'm stuck on something, I'm not gonna go hours and hours trying to solve it. If I can't solve it in a short period of time, I stop and I move on to something else. I either take a break, move on to do something else, whatever it is. Because what happens, at least through my experience, is a light bulb eventually just gonna go off. Because it's still in the back of my subconscious mind, like thinking of it, right? So even if I'm not thinking of it intentionally, my mind's still trying to figure out that solution. Um, and normally, what happens most often is I would wake up the next day, and then the light just goes off in my mind, like, dude, that let's try this. Then I try it, and a lot of the time it works. They're like, dude, there you go, solve the problem, right? And so that's something I strongly recommend, man. Like, uh, when you're stuck in some trying to solve a specific problem, take a break, step out, do something else, and let your mind just marinate on this what the problem is, right? And you'll be surprised how many times, how often the solution will just kind of come to you out of nowhere, or some ideas will just come to you right to test out. Then eventually, you'll see that hey, this actually works. So, is it that the return is in sort of the European format for the date? So the format for the date, like this format, I'm assuming what you mean. Um, I don't think it's the date. I think what it is, it does relate to time though. Reading on the documentation does have something to do with the time, where by default any end date with a time, um, it takes it as unless you specify a different time, like a later time. But it does seem to try to adjust it. Like so, in my case, I don't care about time because the events are strictly date based. But I can't do like the way over here. I can't do 18th to the 19th, and but only show one date of the event. Right, it should be for two dates. And it seemed like it, time. That's where time needs to come into the equation because that's just how the framework, the is, the code for the full calendar is looking at it. Now, reading the documentation, though, there's some ways to be able to hide, right? Like the display event time. It says whether or not to display the text for an event time. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, date event time. I swear I thought I added that on here. Date event time. There you go. See, I have it over here as false. False being I don't want to display it, which I think I tried it up here and it didn't work. All day events. Let me remove that. I mean, I guess let me try it again, but I swear when I tried it, it didn't work. Let me go ahead and rebuild that JavaScript file. So it did work from a grid, from this view, but not from when you click on it like this view. So let's see. See right now that says 4 a.m. So let's wait to render. So see, there's no time showing on this view, but see, it showed the time here, and that's the problem I'm having. Right, I don't want it to show time now. View. When you look at the view is actually valid. right? The view is this workshop is for 2 days, 18th and 19th, which is actually legit. It is from the 18th and the 19th, but I don't want to show time because I really don't deal with time. Now I don't know where the hell is getting 5 p.m. from, because when I look at the database, I have 2300. So 2300. Let me see what it is showing from the actual results. If I look at the JSON object, so yeah, there it goes. T2300, which is the end date. Start date is shows 10, which I guess the only reason why it shows at 5 p.m. is because we're Central Time. So it's taking, what is it, 11 p.m. minus 6 hours, which is 5 p.m. Yeah, that makes sense. And then it's taking 10 a.m. minus 6 hours, which equals 4 a.m. That's the thing, though. I don't want to show time. I want to show the range. And this view, everything's perfect. Once you click on it, it starts showing time. But I don't want no damn time. And so I'm trying to remove it. Just like the way I removed it over here. But whenever I do all date, that didn't work. Let me look at source objects. So just like the way I have color, text. Let me see if there's anything in here for, let's see, dates. Event date transformation, callback. Let's see what this says. Oh, event data. Never mind. I thought that's the date. Default all day option by only the source. Let's see what this is. Determine the default value for each object all day property when it's unspecified. By default all day is not set. As a result, any event object that is not specified and all day property will be the subject, the guessing behavior of the object. Set this option to true or false to make it affect event object without an all day property. So I guess let's try this out. Event day would do true. Let's see what I get. Nope. Yeah, this is the only piece I need to figure out. Oh man, why did not? Once I figure this out, then the next thing is there's some design aspects to it. I don't know if I have that open or not. There it goes. So ultimately, from a styling, to get it to style in this other format. So right now, I'm just trying to get the functionality working first. Once I get it working, then break it up to dates. And really what I need to see here is, but yeah, man, I need to just figure this out. I'm not sure. I mean, worst case, the only thing about it is I don't want to, I feel like if I default, it is changing to the country's time. Yeah, I just think it's going to cause... Yeah, I don't know. I need to come back to this one, try to figure that out. It's very strange, but I'll come back to that. Let's go to the documents. I'm just going to be curious on it and to look at their... If I go to docs... I'm using version 5, and we're gonna look at the themes. No, I don't need that. Let's see what else. It's gonna be custom. Restore display. No, I don't. Here you go. We have date formatting. Term date formatting means a date object and convert it into a string. Blah blah blah. I need to see where that theme. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to play around with that. Like, this doesn't even work in this case. Ultimately, when you click on it, it should pop up a window, but it doesn't work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that, man. When it comes to custom, I know there's a way to customize the look. There has to be a way. Um, I'm just trying to think on or customize it better. Yeah, not even just the way it looks, but the rearranging it in a different manner. Kind of like the way what were the screenshots that I had, like this, right? So instead of being start date, it'll be kind of more in this design, and the description kind of has this overview. Um, so yeah, I need to play around with that. All right, guys. So it's already about to be 1 o'clock my time. It's lunchtime for me. About to go get lunch real quick. So again, guys, I'm gonna be streaming more throughout the day. Again, any questions y'all have, man, feel free to stop by. Be more than happy to provide any kind of insight that I have, whether it be programming or non-programming. Again, feel free to ask any questions. Um, but yeah, guys, again, give me a follow on Twitch as well if you can. If you're a subscriber, let me know, and I'll make sure to add you to the main giveaway, which we're going to be having February 23rd. Again, guys, man, y'all take care, and talk to y'all next time. Peace.